Hey, Victory family. Hope everyone's doing well. We are here with another episode of Victory Insider. My name's Kelly Selleck, and I am here with Pastor John and Kara Owens. And just if you're new to Victory Insider, we want to let you know that it's all about getting behind the scenes, getting to know our pastors on more of a personal level, because we know maybe you get to see them on the weekends, but like, what are they binge watching? We need to know this, right? So many of you may already know John and Kara. Over the year, you guys have been a part of Victory Family Church for quite a few years now. You maybe have served with them or done a local outreach with them. But if you're newer to Victory Family Church, you know them probably as our Newcastle campus pastors. And they are actually Victory's first ever campus pastors, because Newcastle is our very first campus of Victory Family Church, and it launched in February, and it was super exciting. So I'm really excited for you guys to get to know them today on just a more personal level. So you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Sure. John, really, how excited are you for this right now?
Excitement's just not I'm pretty even keel all the time. So
I don't believe it.
yeah. So
Believe it.
I know. I've experienced this. No, it's good. So let me start with, because people may not know where you're from, because you're actually not originally from Pennsylvania or this area. So where are you from?
I am from Boynton Beach, Florida.
Boynton Beach.
Boynton Beach.
All right.
It's very south. It's above Miami, not quite as far down near Miami, but close enough. Grew up there till I was 8, then moved to the panhandle of Florida near Panama City till I was 18. And then I moved to Ohio when I was 18.
Ohio.
That's where this happened.
Okay.
That's where it started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you like a surfer girl, lived by the beach now?
No, I wish. I lived only 15 minutes from the beach when we lived in South Florida.
Yeah.
So it was like a 15-minute quick drive. We went to the beach a lot, but I wished I could have learned how to surf, but yeah.
So out of Florida and Ohio and now Pennsylvania, which state, Kara?
I love everybody here, don't get me wrong. But I love some sunshine.
Florida State. So, John, you're from Ohio. That's where
yeah, little town, Oak Harbor, Ohio. I don't know, population's probably about 5,000 people. Really small rural town, country town. So from there, Browns fans, go Browns.
Oh no, getting everybody riled up on the other side of the camera.
So really small town. Got to go to Florida where Kara's from a couple years ago. It's beautiful, the palm trees, the sand, the water. Definitely don't want to learn to surf. I watch Shark Week every year, and I definitely don't want to learn how to surf. So I'm fine looking at the water and not being in it.
Yeah, gotcha. Now, did you all grow up going to church, or was church a part of your life growing up?
Mine was very small. I had like 2 groups of friends. You know, I had my church friends, and then I had my not so church friends. The friends that I didn't get in trouble with, and the friends I did get in trouble with. So, when I would stay with my this one friend that I had, she was the only friend that my mom would let me spend the night on a school night with her, because she knew that I would be a good.
She was good,
that I would be a good girl.
Yeah.
When I was with her.
Yeah.
And she only lived a mile from us, so it was kind of convenient. If I was there on a Wednesday, we were going to church. If I was there on a Sunday, we were going Sunday morning and Sunday evening.
Okay.
No ifs, ands, or buts. So, but yeah, that's basically the only church that I had growing up. So.
Now, John, I know your story, and maybe some people have heard some of your testimony, but yours is a little bit different.
Yeah, so we did grow up in church. My parents pastored a church for a while until my mom gets sick. Then, I've shared that in my testimony where, through that process, we ultimately end up falling out of the church. But yeah, I grew up in church. So church is much like Victory Family Church, same kind of teaching, everything. So coming to Victory, nothing new, kind of what I grew up in.
So we need to talk about how you guys came to Victory, because when we talk about, in church about taking next steps and pursuing God and serving and all of that kind of stuff, you guys really were kind of poster children for that in kind of an extreme way, because you guys weren't even living here when you were going through, at the time, our assimilation process was called Growth Track. Talk about that a little bit, how you guys ended up at Victory.
Yeah, so I mean, we had just started going back to church really about a year, maybe less than a year prior to coming to Victory. And we were still living in Northwest Ohio. I'd actually lost my job in Ohio. So prior to me losing my job, there was a company out here in Pittsburgh area that was calling and recruiting me for same kind of engineering field that I was in, and lost my job, was praying about it, and ultimately ended up accepting the job, which brought us out here. And so I was working from home to start off with that company. It's in Robinson Township. And so as I was traveling out here for work, we were trying to find a church. So I stopped in here to Victory. It was on a Wednesday night. Pastor Chris Palmer was speaking on a Wednesday night. Yeah, and I walked in here, and as soon as I walked in here, I felt the presence of God, and I just knew it was home right away. So we were tuning in, listening to messages online. We actually got to come here for, I think, a Sunday service because we were out here looking for housing. And Pastor John at that time, as we were listening to messages, and on the weekend, he was just talking about how important it was to be part of the Growth Track. So that was end of March, probably almost 8 years ago. And we were sitting at home on a Saturday. It was the first weekend in March, and it was a Saturday. And I just said, hon, I feel like we need to be out there and go through Growth Tracks that first weekend in April. And it was the first one. So, it's about 3 hours one way. So she's like, what are we going to do? Drive out there and drive back? I'm like, yeah. I go, we're going to move out there. I go, we need to be plugged in, and, we need to be able to, that church is going to be not only our friends, but our family too. So however we need to plug in, we need to plug in. So we did it. So for 4 Sundays in a row, we were driving 6 hours, round trip to come out here and be a part of Growth Track. And then in May, we actually, I moved out here, and then Kara came in June after the kids got done with school. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think that speaks a lot to you guys' character. Yeah. I just want to say that.
And I almost didn't even come the last week of it, because I had actually got up that morning and ran my first half marathon.
Oh.
And it was like, obviously it's the end of April, so you would think that it would be warm, but it wasn't, and it was raining, and it was just like a miserable experience. When I got done, I was like frozen, like I could barely even drive myself home, like my extremities were just...
I'm pretty sure any half marathon for me would be
I know, but it was like just overly just miserable. And so luckily, obviously that was in the morning. We get home and it's probably like 1, 2 o'clock, and I looked at him, I'm like, I'm not going,
And quit's not really an option for me.
And then without even hesitation, I got, I'd taken my shower and I warmed up or whatever. And I'm like, all right, when are we leaving? So I'm glad I came. And I met the Colettas were the first people that I met, Pastor Bob and Christina Coletta. So they were the first people that I met.
And look at you now, campus pastors.
I felt like we were like in that prayer time before we moved out. Like I felt like as we were coming out here that God was calling us and separating us from ministry. So I'm big on purpose and knowing your purpose, and I'm not real touchy and feely. Like I don't need feelings to do anything.
This is true, people. This is true.
So I just knew what God was calling me to do, and that's enough for me, and just to move forward and to do those things. And so we've continued to do those, and we keep taking steps.
Yeah.
So
did you? So you kind of answered this question, but did you always feel like you were called to ministry?
Yeah, for me personally, growing up, I grew up in it, and I'll be honest with you, for many years I ran away from it because it was scary to me. I saw what my parents did, and they led a church much smaller than Victory. And, I saw what they went through as just a couple starting a church, and, you get to maybe it got up to about 100 people, and what the toll that takes on just a couple and a family just to pastor 100 people. The demand is huge. And so I saw them, so I knew the cost getting into it. So that's part of the reasons why I ran away ran away from it. So yeah, I ran for a long time.
What about you, Kara? You think you'd be
Nope.
here in ministry?
I often wonder sometimes, wondering if like my friends, like, Facebook friends, like people that I went to school with in Florida often are probably like,
what?
this is absolutely crazy considering, that I'm in ministry now and I'm not, party girl Kara,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, you're still party girl.
Oh, yeah.
I think you still bring the party.
Yeah.
Just
still have fun.
different kind of party,
Yeah,
maybe.
it's
But
different kind of party.
yeah. So let's go back here a little bit. So when you guys first met, so you met in Ohio, but how did this first encounter happen? Was it love at first sight? How did this?
No.
No, probably not that. I was actually going to work one day, and so I had noticed that she was in the area. Again, I come from a very small town. You notice new people very quickly, and as a guy, and there's very few women in this very small town. It seems like you better not wait around. So it was just I feel like just a few days, and then I was getting ready to go to work, so I saw her outside, so I drove over there. Asked her for a number. She gave me her number, and so I'm in my work truck. I wrote her number in the dust on my dashboard because I'd never really roll up my windows. It was a work truck.
I see. So what was the first date?
Oh, the first date, he had a yellow Mustang
Oh,
at the time. And he and his brother were like making sure that it was like in working order,
Well, you're always hopping it up.
They were always tinkering with it. Like all of their friends had Mustangs. It was like that parking lot in the alley was like, they called it the Mustang.
What year would this?
So this would be the car. This is what, early 90s?
This was 99. So what year was your car?
It was an 89.
It was an 89.
89
So
Mustang,
it's like the awesome like body style, like the cool body style.
Yeah.
But this parking lot was known as the Mustang Graveyard because they would always work on their cars in this parking lot, and like someone's Mustang was always sitting there for a few extra days because somebody did something to it and it's not working right. So his brother and him are working on it, and so we go on our date, and we were following some friends of ours. They were in the car in front of us, and I don't even think we've gotten like a whole 2 minutes out of town, and all of a sudden smoke starts billowing out of the front of the car, and his motor blew.
Oh my God.
So then we parked it on the side of the road. None of us have cell phones because cell phones really weren't a thing yet.
Yeah.
He's trying to flash his lights at his friend, but he's got the blackout things on his lights, so we can't really see. So they're gone, and we're just stranded. And they eventually turned around because they realized we weren't behind them anymore, and they did come back for us. And then we ended up going, for the night. And he went back the next day for his car, and
Somebody broke it into it,
vandalized
stole my stereo, and
broke
everything.
it all apart. Yeah.
So my car got broken into a lot too.
Yeah.
Because it was that nice looking, or
What was that? And it was me.
It was
Oh,
him
it was
because
you.
he was like, the bad kid, not bad kid, but like, like the dude that, people were like, I'm going to get back at him.
Get my car keyed, my tire slashed.
Okay, so what about pet peeve? Do you guys have like a biggest pet peeve?
Yeah. Well, when I was younger, now these don't exist anymore. So people are probably like, what is this? Nails on a chalkboard.
Oh.
Those don't exist anymore. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. We have smart boards now.
That's right. Whiteboards.
Whiteboards,
Can't-
smart boards,
Yeah.
My biggest pet peeve right now is loud chewing.
Okay.
Like how I eat bananas.
A banana
Wait, what?
A banana is soft, right? Like you shouldn't have to like really just like destroy it because it's soft. He will eat a banana and I can hear him in the next room
What is
because
it, like
his teeth are
my dad's
just
like that.
chomping, and it's like it's a banana.
So do you eat everything like that, or
Yes.
just the banana?
Apparently.
Well, he
I'm
does.
100% at everything.
He's 100% everything. Yes. The chewing.
All on or all off.
I will literally, like, if he's chewing, I will turn around and I will just look at him. And sometimes he doesn't even see me, but I'll give him like the dirty look, like you're being really loud right now. Like,
so you're not tame it down when you're like out to eat or anything? Like with other people?
I usually can't hear it when we're out to eat because there's all kinds of other noise and stuff going on. But when we're at home,
I don't eat bananas when I'm out either.
Yeah, and he doesn't eat bananas when he's out. So.
Yeah. What about you, John? Do you have a?
Probably lack of action for me. I'm not much for chit chat. I'm actually.
He is loving this right now.
I'm actually thinking at the end of this, what are we gonna do? How is this driving towards some action?
So we need to wrap this up real quick. So nice having you guys. We'll see.
See you later. No.
So I like a lot of action. We talked about purpose, and so I like a lot of action, a lot less talk. I share with my team in Newcastle a lot. For us, we want to be known for being about it, not just talking about it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have talked for very long time, and I want to be short on talk, long on action. So I like action.
Yeah. So if you catch Pastor John Owens in the lobby, no chit chat over here.
No chit chat. You better come with solutions.
So you guys have 2 kids. Mm-hmm. Talk about your kids. You got twins.
Twin boys. Yep. They just turned 19 in June. So
Were you shocked to find out that you were having twins?
Oh, yeah. For sure. Did not expect that. Yeah. Did not.
But on the flip side of it, I mean, if you're gonna have 2 kids, get them at the same time.
2 for 1.
I know. I mean, I kind of wanted to have a boy and a girl. When I found out it was fraternal. Usually fraternal's like boy girl. And then it was 2 boys, and I'm like, darn it, I'm gonna have to try to get for a girl, but it's all right. God knew that I just needed boys. Yeah.
They're girls, super low maintenance.
They're very low maintenance kids for sure. And they were a lot of fun when they were little.
Do you have any fun like twin stories? Or did you ever, I mean, they don't look exactly alike. So it probably wasn't.
One looks like me, one looks like him. Yeah. Trent, he was always like the little mischievous one. Like he one time drew on himself and Troy with black magic marker. They were both into Thomas and Friends. Oh. Shout out to Thomas and Friends. I miss some Thomas and Friends,
Yeah.
But Trent, the artistic kid that he is, he drew like tattoos of trains all over himself, all over Troy. I think he even drew on like the refrigerator. We had like panel wall in our kitchen, and he drew on like the wood on the panel. Like kid was obsessed with some Thomas and Friends.
Oh, man.
Like
did they have the twin like they sync up in their brain? Like did they finish each other's sentences or
Troy actually would speak for Trent.
Oh. Okay.
Trent's very like he doesn't like
more quiet.
He's quiet like John is. So when they were little, like Trent just wouldn't talk to people. So Troy would just talk for him. Wow. Yeah.
Do you have any quick tip parenting advice for any parents that are watching that you want to share?
If you could choose, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, 2 for 1. I mean, it was like...
Try for twins, people. Try for twins.
So, because we've had one, my daughter from, my previous marriage by herself, but then with the boys too. I mean, with one, you're constantly entertaining them and things like that. When there's 2, well, they're entertaining them too.
Yeah, they entertained themselves. They had each other. Yeah. They were best friends. So
let's talk about that, because you guys are way too young. But you are grandparents.
Yeah.
Can you believe it, folks?
3-year-old grandson.
Yep.
Baby Jace.
Yep.
Jace?
Baby Jace.
Baby Jace.
Yes. Is Baby Jace into Thomas and Friends?
What's he into the little shark thing?
He's into Baby Shark.
Oh, Baby Shark.
Baby Shark. Doo-doo.
Maybe we should take a break and insert a little Baby Shark for y'all to watch.
Yes.
So that was my first introduction. Had no clue about Baby Shark. Yeah.
Shark.
Yeah, and so he's doing all this
stuff.
stuff.
He'll walk up and start doing Baby Shark at you. So, yeah, he loves some Baby Shark.
So let's get let's talk about maybe just more personal stuff. What do you guys do for fun? Do you have any like fun hobbies or?
So I'm not a fun guy. I never wake up in the morning and
Surprise,
say, what am I going to do today for fun? So
That's why you have Kara.
yeah. So
You have Kara for all the fun.
I never start my day that way. I never start anything with, hey, what am I going to do for fun today?
Okay, so other than ministry, what do you do? Are there other
got a
things?
motorcycle
Well, you can
now.
talk about fun stuff. You can talk about fun. I mean,
You do have a motorcycle.
I do have a
Yeah,
motorcycle.
he's got a
I recently
motorcycle.
got a motorcycle. I enjoy that a lot.
You can tell by his expression.
He
enjoys
really
it a
does
lot.
enjoy it a lot, I promise.
It's more time by myself. Yeah.
You got a Harley.
Yeah, I got a Harley.
Yeah.
Wanted one for a really long time,
Yeah.
and we got one a couple months ago. So I've really enjoyed riding it. And so it's a new challenge for me. It's learning something new. I haven't rode a bike in 20 years, and so it's challenging, and I keep pushing myself further on it to do things. I think, just the other day, I've got enough miles on it. I'm starting to feel comfortable out on the interstate,
Okay.
like on 79. And
Kind of scary.
yeah, I mean, going that
it
fast,
is.
going
I
that
get it, yeah.
fast.
Motorcycle?
Yeah. And
I was
so-
thinking maybe you were thinking like wheelies or like.
Not yet. Not yet. Last time I remember doing a wheelie on my crotch rocket, my eyes got so big that my contacts flew out. And so I can't really see without my contacts. So I immediately put the bike down, went off to the side of the road, and I had to call my sister and have her drive an hour to bring me contacts so I could drive home.
Oh
So-
my gosh, that's a pretty funny story.
He can't see if he doesn't have contacts or glasses
Yeah.
at all whatsoever. So, yeah.
I can relate. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
I can't see.
It's a bad day when your contacts
Yeah.
fly out of your
Yeah, it
eyes.
is.
So we
Yeah.
got the motorcycle this year. Kara's been telling me for a long time that I need a hobby. I like to work out. I work out, 3 to 4 times a week. And I've said for years for Kara, that's my hobby. She's like, that's not a hobby, John. So maybe I got a hobby now.
His hobby is riding his motorcycle
Yeah,
now.
so-
Yeah. Okay.
Gets out of the house and does it. So, yeah.
So, do you watch TV? John, I don't know if you watch a lot of TV, but if you had to, do you binge watch anything?
We don't watch
Netflix?
TV together.
Okay.
I watch what I like. He watches what he like.
Because you just like different things?
I watch
yeah.
nature shows.
He watches
Nature shows?
He watches like Discovery Nature or whatever it's called,
Okay.
or Planet Earth.
Nat Geo Wild.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like lions. Lions are my favorite. I like to watch them kill stuff.
I don't like watching that. I don't like to watch them murder something.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that poor elephant. Like, or hippo. Like they weren't doing anything to you.
Is there any Netflix show that you've like, I've watched the whole thing, like a series or anything like that?
Well, right. It was Friends.
Okay.
Thanks, Netflix, for taking Friends off. Not happy with you. So
How can you
I
keep watching Friends? It's like
I
20
love
years
it.
old.
I love Friends.
You've watched that episode like 40 times
I've
already.
watched it through.
It's kind of like
I
The
don't even-
Office, though. I mean, people,
Exactly.
I'd be in the Office category of watching it over and over again.
Like
so.
people have like there's a group of people that do The Office
Yeah.
and there's a group of people that do Friends.
Yeah.
I'm in the Friends
Yeah.
thing,
Okay.
I don't have references to The Office. People will say something, I'm like, was that an Office reference? Because I have no idea.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get through the first episode.
Really? It's not your thing.
It wasn't my thing. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, oh, you got to get through the first season and then it's fine. And I'm like, I just can't get through the first episode though. I don't know if I can do this. So
I'm listening. I'm thinking I could be doing so much other stuff.
What would you rather be doing?
Something that's
Exactly.
gonna
What would
further
you be doing?
purpose.
Productive.
Productive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are a good combo. I feel like you probably even each other out a little bit.
maybe. I don't know. I don't know. We are completely different, polar opposites for sure.
Yeah. So, is there anything that someone would be shocked to know about you that they wouldn't know?
Well, for me, I don't eat condiments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is shocking.
Yeah.
No ketchup,
I
no
can't
mustard,
even.
no mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Your salads, you don't do anything on salads.
No salad
either.
dressing, dry everything.
This is a shame because you're in Newcastle where there's some amazing food.
And
And
so
you're
I'm
just
not-
like, meh.
Yeah, I'm not really carby either. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like pasta's not my thing.
I know. It's like a big Italian place, and he'll go to an Italian restaurant and get a salad.
With no dressing.
With no dressing.
And then they look at me weird.
And they do. They look at him weird.
Just like I looked in the camera. Like,
I
don't know why.
Yeah. The only dressing that he will eat is the ginger dressing on, like, when you go to Saga or Ichiban. That's the only dressing that he'll eat that he actually likes.
Okay. So a lot of people watching, a lot of our congregation, not all of them have had the chance to go up to Newcastle and see our campus up there that we launched in February, which we were 3 weeks in before COVID hit.
But COVID.
That's all right. We're still going
We're still
strong.
Plugging in. So.
You guys obviously have been such an integral part of launching that campus. I've had the privilege to be up there and help with the launch and things like that. And for me, it's been really cool to see how, just the culture has transcended, even though the space is different, even though location's different, the culture, the love of God, just how it has transcended Cranberry Township to Newcastle. You want to share with everybody just maybe what are some of your favorite moments or just favorite things about Newcastle, being there, being a part of the church up there?
You want me to start?
Go ahead.
I mean, launch weekend was so amazing, to have all those people. I mean, for us to launch and, launch weekend, 658 people that was amazing.
Yeah.
I know we were going through campus pastor training, and we ended up at Hope City with Pastor Jeremy Foster, and we got to spend some time with him. And, as we're getting ready to leave, he's the last session with us, spent about an hour and a half with us. And, he told us, because we're all first-time campus pastors in there, that if we're not successful, that, odds are our churches won't do multi-site again.
Right.
So if we fail, that our church will fail at it. And it's like, thanks, Pastor Jeremy.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Wow.
Like, we're not putting enough pressure on ourselves. But, he's like, make sure you wear that weight appropriately. And so I did, so there's a lot of stress. And so to get there in that weekend to be, which I think for many of us, we would consider that a success to have that many people there.
Yeah.
And then for those 3 weeks to, every week we're like 500 people. And so I would think we that was successful there. One of the things that I really like about what we've been able to do in Newcastle, because we do a ton of outreach from Cranberry, and so how that's transferred to Newcastle, and the communities are just much different. From Cranberry to Newcastle, and so you take the outreach that goes to Newcastle and just how it's impacted that city, and you think about what can you do as a church in a community. Well, you can do a lot, and I think we've led a lot of stuff. We led a lot of outreaches up there. We do at least one outreach a month. Sometimes we've had 3, 4, 5 outreaches in the same month. We do a ton of outreach in Newcastle. Kara and I are there leading a lot of those outreaches. We also have a phenomenal team in Newcastle. There's a group of people there that live life on a mission. It's a different ask to serve on the weekend at Newcastle. It's a much longer day.
We're set up, tear down.
Set up, tear down.
7.5 hours.
Yeah.
So it's a long Sunday.
So they're living life on a mission. It's one of my greatest honors and privileges. I remember years ago just praying I'm passionate about doing stuff and get stuff done. I like to do things, and just praying about, because I felt like God's called me to ministry. So praying for a group of people that would be, outside minded, outside the walls of the church kind of minded and focused where I feel called. And man, he showed up big time with a group of people that are in Newcastle. They're special. It's really awesome to serve alongside them each and every week, not only just on Sunday, but throughout the week, how we get to reach our community.
Yeah. I know, like, when I was thinking about it, the one thing that sticks out is the culture that, we're creating in Newcastle. Every Sunday after setup is finished, at 10:15, he, does like a quick, like, all team huddle. And it's to the point now, before, because it wasn't quite the culture yet, we would have to, I'd walk, do my round, be like, okay, 5 minutes to huddle, and now I don't even have to do that anymore because I make my rounds and there's nobody in their areas because everybody's already in the lobby circled up all the way around, and it's all the dream team and all the kids, and everyone, the kids, like they all get in a group and they all, lay on the floor on, in the middle of the lobby, and they're all like, doing one of these, and just very, intentional about, making sure that they know, Jesus, and, he usually shares, like a quick, 5-minute, teaching or whatever's on his heart. And just the culture that we've created with that says a lot, and everyone just loves it now. So
it's really a family atmosphere.
Yeah, it's a family atmosphere.
Yeah, and I know just the process of starting in Newcastle, it was like God's favor was all over it.
Yeah. The Newcastle school is a phenomenal school. We're so blessed to be able to partner with them and reach in the city of Newcastle. They're led by an amazing lady. I mean, Debbie DeBlasio, the Newcastle superintendent. I know the first time we met her, March will be 2 years ago, first time I met her, and she's like the ultimate grandma. And we spent about 2 hours with her. And got done with the conversation. It's like, boy, if I didn't work here, I'd love to work for you.
Right.
She's really passionate about reaching the community in the city of Newcastle. So, boy, it's just such a natural relationship. We're so thankful for them. And then, the school district's business manager, Joe Ambrosini, man, I'm telling you what, this is a couple people that are leading an organization. They're all about serving the city of Newcastle. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. The school district, they really care about their kids. Like they, few of our interactions, when school was happening with everybody, because they, went back, but they're all virtual, but the teachers are reporting to the school. Last year, when we were getting ready to launch, we were in the lobby, and I don't think we were meeting with Debbie DeBlasio, but we were with somebody else, but Debbie and Joe Ambrosini came in, and everybody's like eyes lit up, and they were like, Debbie, Joe, and like everybody's hugging, and, it was just like, wow, like I've never seen a school district that like loving towards each other before, so it says a whole lot about the school district in general. So
what a great partnership.
Yeah.
We're all about loving people.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We wouldn't be walking around hugging people right now, but.
Right. Well, I think on behalf of everybody, I want to say thank you to you guys
thanks for having us.
Just fulfilling your purpose and serving the people of Newcastle and representing God in such a great way. So thank you guys so much for that. And thanks for taking time to sit down with us and, get to know John's fun personality a little bit more. But we hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got to know Pastor John and Kara Owens a little bit better. And we will see you next time on another episode of Victory Insider.